Regardless of what voters think, the Biden campaign denied reports that he'll be dropping out this weekend, saying, quote, the president is more committed than ever to winning this election. So we'll see about that. We'll keep you posted as we learn. All right, moving on to this. It was one of the most powerful moments at the convention so far. The R-N.Y. putting a spotlight on the Gold Star families of the 13 American service members who lost their lives during Biden's disastrous withdrawal from Afghanistan, with the parents of Marine Corporal Hunter Lopez slamming President Biden for failing to recognize the sacrifice of their fallen children.
He has never said their names out loud. And during last month's debate, he claimed no service members have died during his administration. That hurt us all deeply. So Alicia and I are here to say the names of all 13 service members who lost their lives at Abbey Gate. David, Ryan C. Knaus, Riley McCollum, Dylan Marola, Kareem Nakui, Dagan Page, Johanny Pichardo, Humberto Sanchez, Jared Schmitz, Maxon Sobiak, and my son, Hunter Lopez.
That was powerful. Here with reaction, New York Congresswoman Claudia Tenney, along with medical honor recipient Staff Sergeant David Bellavia. Thank you both for being here. David, you gave a speech last night, too. We were talking before it came on air, which was incredibly moving. But it was interesting watching those parents who lost a loved one at Abbey Gate and how hurt they are. Not only that they lost a child, but the way their government treated them after they lost their child, that Joe Biden never said their names.
It's unbelievable. I believe we have Blue Star parents, which Congresswoman Tenney is, which means your son is serving. Gold Star, of course, you've lost a child at war. But again, the only way that we whittle out of that is to say that the president is not of sound mind. He makes a lot of those mistakes. But this one is especially cruel because of the way it happened, the rules of engagement, the way we left so many civilians.
Well, it didn't have to happen, right?
Well, of course not, right? And we talk about, well, this was Trump's plan. Right? We changed the border part of Trump's plan, but the Afghanistan thing had to be executed that way. The military war, the sins of the State Department, and 13 people died.
You know, Claudia, I know your son serves in the military, and I love, when I talk to you, I always get updates on what your son is doing. You couldn't be a prouder mother of your son serving this country. But what does it mean as a parent who has a child serving when Joe Biden is so callous towards those who have lost their lives because of his and his administration's failures?
Yeah, well, this was amazing last night. I mean, my heart was there wasn't a dry eye in the room. Amazing speech. I mean, this is amazing. I'm sitting next to Medal of Honor winner David Bellavia, who's been like an idol of mine for so long. He's actually from my district. But, you know, I've been embracing our Gold Star families for a long time in our district. It's so important that we recognize them, that we honor and remember their sacrifice and remember the families. This person will not come home and have dinner, will not be there for all the great events of life that they could have experienced with their loved ones. And I've been extremely involved with that. Even before I was serving in office, it just hurts when you have a commander-in-chief who was so callous and actually initially planning the pullout of Afghanistan on 9/11 to make a statement. What kind of statement would that be? It was so callous and so inappropriate that they rolled it back to another day. And then this horrible disaster that never should have happened. This was needless. We actually did a vigil in my community with families, for all 13 families, all 13 lost members. We did a candlelight vigil I have a base in my area, and we had people there. We had survivors from Afghanistan show up at that as well.
You know, every American understands that the freedom that we have is dedicated to those who gave their life to secure that freedom. And David, as we talk about Joe Biden, we should also look to Donald Trump and what policy changes happen in the military that make a country and a government and a military that's more supportive of the men and women who serve, but also make the ultimate sacrifice.
Well, before we deploy, normally you get the training that you need to deploy. Right now, we're sending people to pronoun ranges. I mean, that's what we're doing. They're not ready to go out there and do the things they have to do. Leadership is not accountable. How many people got fired for Abbey Gate in Afghanistan? No one.
I can count them with a fist.
No. Well, and it makes you angry. But the great thing about this is that these solutions are so simple. All it takes is leadership and accountability, and we're there.
And I think America's looking for the leadership of Donald Trump, a man who supports the military and those who serve, and the families whose children serve and make that sacrifice. David, Claudia, thank you for being with me. Very grateful. And again, wonderful speeches. Claudia's going to be in the booth tonight at Donald Trump's booth, the prime spot to watch this convention. So we'll watch you as well as we watch this convention. Thank you both. All right.